Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargame Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a pile of shame painting video. Now we had the Monday painting video, but this is just every so often I do slip a painting video in as well. And this is what this is. So for all my regulars here, guys, I would love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. So as you would see for the thumbnail, I'm painting this Biovore. This is a 10th edition sculpt. It's actually amazing Tyranid creature, and it can fire spore mines across the table. So, as with most of my Tyranid faction, the first colour I'm going to start with is Tyranid Blue, which is a contrast paint, hence why he's undercoated white. And this Tyranid Blue, I'm going to pick out all of the carapace on him. So all of the carapace on his legs, the carapace on top here, so a carapace across the front of him here, so I'm going to pick out. There's a little bit of carapace here, and obviously across his tail here. So I'm going to go off camera and just do those. So here we are. One thing I forgot with this model, first of all, is the points of interest. Now to me, points of interest would be the carapace on his head here, the big cannon on his back. The legs do take a point of interest as well, because when you look at it, you instantly think spider. I don't know why, but that's what you do. Now, there's a few little parts of this where there's little bits of white coming through from the blue. Don't panic about that, because with most contrast paint, like especially for me with this blue, when that's fully dry, as you can see there's still a bit up there, when it's fully dry, I'm going to be coming in and dry brushing it with a different colour as well, just to lighten it up, and any bits that I've missed with the contrast paint will be covered up with that. But you can also remember with this contrast paint, you can put it on, it looks great, fantastic, and then as it starts to dry, it starts to pull to little areas, so you end up with little specks of white coming through. So that's another thing that can happen. So whilst that's still wet, I'm going to come in with some fallopious pink, and I'm going to get all the skin tones, all the skin like type areas, anything that I think should be skin. So I'm talking about like legs, I'm talking the bony bits that are coming out connected into the actual contraption, the cannon to the contraption itself. I'm talking about all this area here. Now the reason I'm doing this while this contrast paint is still wet, some of you already know the answer to this, as I put the paint on, if it does connect with the blue, it merges and wet blends into like a purpley colour, which is absolutely lovely. I'm going to try and get the underneath of this cannon as well. So I'm going to crack on off camera, just do the rest of that. So here we are, smashing the model everywhere. I'll start that again. Bloody hell, I dropped the model. I hate when I do that. Just two contrast colours, looking fantastic so far. As you can see, the blue's still wet. Now what I'm going to do, not drop the model again for sure, I'm going to come in with some Eldari Emerald contrast paint. And what I want to do, I'm going to go a little bit crazy here. So I'm going to pick out all of these claws on the end. So that's going to make him, because like I said, to me the legs are a point of interest. I just see loads of legs and just instantly think spider. I want to get all of this carapace up here. Now at this point, when I'm doing this piece here, it doesn't matter if it mixes in with the blue and the pink. because like I said, it's going to wet blend it in. Some people might be looking at this and thinking, John, what the hell are you doing? Just trust the process. Because these contrast paints, they do look really weird when you first put them on, but as they dry, that's when you start to see the results of what you've done. That's before you even come in with another colour and start dry brushing anything. Actually, there's a stinger under here that I want to go green onto. He's got the claws hanging off himself there. There's these little tentacle bits here, these little mandibles on the front there. And he actually has a little crest here, which I probably should have done blue, but I'm going to do green anyway. I'm just going to crack on with the rest of the green on there. I don't think there's much more. Right, so now I'm going to come with some Druky Violet shade. Now, the contrast paint hasn't finished drying yet, but I'm going to crack on anyway because they can all dry at the same time. And when I'm going to do this Druky Violet, I'm going to come in and get this bit under here, this bit up here. And notice how I'm pushing it into all the edges, around onto the blue, not a big issue. The blue up there is pretty much dry. I want to get his brain as well. Again, I'm not being shy about it, just push it in there. Actually going to go around the edge, try and get the blue around, just around there. Now, see how that's gone very white. I'm just going to dab whatever excess is on the brush into that little gap. Let's try and give it a bit more of a purpley look. But underneath that looks amazing. But now I'm going to leave it to, I've just noticed a piece in there that I've missed. So I'm going to come back and just get that with some Fallopius pink. Right, now I'm going to come with some Administratum grey. Some of you are going to think, what's he doing with this colour, John? It's a bit mad. What I'm going to do, it's a layer paint, so it's going to go and brighten ourselves down. There's some little stone bits on here. I'm going to whack them on. That's maybe not the darkest of grey. That should have gone. I should have maybe gone with a darker grey. Doesn't matter. Little stone bit here. Stone here. Look at that. I missed those two legs there, so I need to go back and do those with some Eldari Emerald. Right, so now, for all intensive purposes, this guy's battle ready. What that means is I can whack him on the table and away we go. Okay. But what I'm going to do now is take him beyond battle ready standard. So this could be a dry brush, this could be a wash, even though I've used some wash already. This could be contrast paint, even though I've used that already. This could be edge highlight, it could be layer paints, it could be technical paint, it could be, you know, any sort of thing like that. But I'm going to come in with some Lothern blue now. So very, very light blue. I'm going to take some of my brush. I'm going to brush it onto a bit of tissue. Now take note, some of this contrast paint on the blue is still a little bit wet, but that's what I want. All I'm going to do is just start dry brushing it. See that blue there? Let's see if I can get this. This is why I said it doesn't really matter too much about if you miss any bits, because you're going to come back through and dry brush it. Up against the green, all these armour plates, all these legs. You can see the difference on the front head. This side's lighter, that side's dark blue. Okay, so I'm going to crack on with the rest of this dry brush. So now I'm going to come in with Emperor's Children, which is a pink. Camera does not want to focus for some reason. Emperor's Children, which is a pink. Again, it's a layer paint. I'm going to repeat the same process again with the Emperor's Children, but I'm going to do it on all of the skin type areas. Especially across these knuckle points on the bit that's connecting the cannon to the body. And you don't need to, I'm not going to sit here and make you watch every single part of me doing it. I especially want to get this guy here at the front of his cannon, the big part of it, with a really good heavy dry brush. So what I do is I dry brush it once, leave that to dry, then come through and dry brush it a second time, maybe even a third time. You can see there where I'm dry brushing the green is wet blending with the pink. It's not fully dry there. So I'm going to crack on with the rest of that. Right, so the next thing I would normally do is take some Lothern blue and some white scars on my wet palette, mix the two together to make the blue really light, and then come in and just give an edge dry brush along all the edges just to highlight them up. Do the same thing with the Emperor's Children, the pink that I've just used on to dry brush the skin, and with the white, and then again just try and get most raised areas. Prime example of that is on the Swarmlord. Okay, but I'm not going to do that this time round with this guy. I'm going to come in with some Banshee Brown. Okay, this is Army Painters War Paints Banshee Brown. You could similarly use Screaming Skull. I really love this Banshee Brown. I just think it's actually a fantastic colour. I really love it. It does the same sort of thing, but for me, it dries a little bit different to the Screaming Skull. I love both ways, don't get me wrong, but it's just my favourite bit at the moment. My favourite sort of ivory bone colour. So again, I'm going to take it onto my tissue. I'm not going to discriminate. I'm going to just simply dry brush the whole thing. What this is going to do is it's going to just really bring it all in together. A bit too much there. But it's no panic because it is a layer paint, so it will go on bright and dull itself down. me show you all of this. I'm just almost done with it now. The problem at this stage for me is I start getting too carried away. I start doing more and more dry brushing, especially with like Screaming Skull and colours like that. But it's a good thing when you're painting a model is to know when to stop and say that's enough now, or to say I think that's enough, let me put it down and come back to it in a couple of hours and have a look how it's dried and how it looks. Because 9 out of 10 you'll come back to it and go, yeah, that's perfect. If you keep adding colours and adding colours, you can't take them off. You can take them off, but you got to strip all the paint off the whole model. That's a pain in the backside. So now, I think that looks amazing. But what I'm going to do with the spawn mine the same as well. I'm going to do the Screaming Skull on the spawn, the Banshee Brown on the spawn mine as well. Again, I'm not going to discriminate. I'm just going to just give it a quick once over. Now with the spawn mine, I didn't come in with the Lophern blue. I didn't come in with the Emperor's Children either. I just gave it the Banshee Brown dry brush. And that's it. Very, very simple. I think in total this is taking me maybe an hour to paint. I'm actually very happy with it, very pleased. It's another model off. Now there is 2 more spawn mines that came with this guy that are floating around somewhere, and I couldn't locate them in time. So again, that's 2 more little things that need to go into the list of things that's been painted off camera. But anyway guys, thank you for watching. If you're seeing the channel for the first time, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so I don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to share this video with more and more people, which makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. Any comments or anything about this model or this paint job, chuck on below as always guys. Until next time, hit the buttons for me. Thanks for watching.